20. It is Saturday, and that means it's time to hit the road to bring you another look at one of the countless treasures in the area that are only a short drive from St. Louis.
Today, we visit a community that is indeed a short drive, but also a long dive into history. I recently got to spend some time in Missouri's oldest town, St. Genevieve. Only 1 hour south of St. Louis along the Mississippi River.
It's really a beautiful place to come and visit.
You can visit an original French colonial village. Established by 1750, St. Genevieve is the oldest town in Missouri.
There's a lot of tradition and roots down here.
Settled by French Canadians, it retains much of its original architecture. Just last year, the St. Genevieve National Historic Park was formally established in the downtown historic district.
The St. Genevieve effort to have a national park dates back several decades. The reason is the preservation and the resources that the federal government can bring to help protect these buildings and keep them for generations to come and for centuries to come.
The park is operating from the St. Genevieve Welcome Center. Stop here first to find out everything you need to know to plan your day.
There's just a lot to offer.
You can go on a free walking tour and see exhibits, including this miniature reproduction of 1832 St. Genevieve. About 25% of these buildings still stand, and some you can tour.
If they're interested in history, which that's why a lot of people come to St. Genevieve, we point out the properties that are open.
The 1792 Beauvais Amoreau House is part of the national park, and you architecture buffs will love this. The homes built by the French settlers were built with vertical posts.
This is one of only 5 in the United States, and 3 of them are right here along this street.
And this is one of them?
This is one of them.
And it's called
Poteau en terre.
Poteau en terre.
Post in the earth.
The vertical posts are placed directly in the ground.
If you look back underneath here, you can see the logs that are coming down. This is the Green Tree Tavern, and we like to show it off because you can see the vertical logs in it, but it's also very important because we think it's the oldest house in town. About 1784, the woodwork that's in here was carved when George Washington was President of the United States.
And that makes it the oldest building in Missouri.
Back in the 1940s, when a lot of buildings were being torn down to make way for the new, this home was undergoing historic preservation. This is the Bolduc House. It was built in the late 1700s, and it's one of the very first historic preservations in the entire country.
A National Historic Landmark, this home is widely recognized as one of the most authentically restored French colonial homes in the nation. On the inside, it showcases colonial life with period furnishings. You can find it as part of the Center for French Colonial Life, a museum currently displaying a collection from archaeological digs on the grounds of French colonial America properties. The Memorial Cemetery in St. Genevieve is the oldest in Missouri and dates to the 1780s. It's also one of the oldest west of the Mississippi River. But it's not all history and architecture here, far from it. You can take the Modoc Ferry over to southern Illinois. It's nicknamed the French Connection because of its link to other French colonial sites. Are you into nature? Check out the Pickle Springs Natural Area.
It's an interesting walk because you go down through some narrow passageways in the rocks, come across some hoodoos where you're walking through where rocks are leaning upon each other. There are little waterfalls. Then you get up on top and this panoramic view is just gorgeous.
There are numerous other trails in the area as well.
Some come because they like to shop here. There are some quaint, interesting shops that they can go through.
From shopping to checking out the art galleries, dining to lodging, this scenic and charming town has it all. Brand new to the area is the St. Genevieve Museum Learning Center, where natural history, ancient history, and local history come together. While there's something for everyone, the Hall of Giants, full of life-size dinosaurs, is one of their 7 galleries and is sure to delight the kids. The grand opening is in the spring. Right now, it's open on weekends only.
One of the major draws here in St. Genevieve are the wineries, the distilleries, the microbreweries. Here at Bricks, they actually offer what's called a mead wine. It's made from honey as opposed to grapes.
While some of the wineries, like Bricks, are right in town, some are outside of town and require some driving. No need to worry, though. St. Genevieve lifelong local Sam Oberle has solved that problem with the St. Genevieve trolley.
This is actually a good way to connect the wineries and the town, because that way you guys can get out to the wineries safely and get back into town safely.
Now in its 5th season, the trolley can pick you up and drop you off right in town, wherever you're staying. Sam was our local chauffeur for the day, and it was a fun way to get around. Part of his reason for starting the business was to help bring more tourists to the area to support all the local businesses.
It's really a beautiful place to come and visit, a lot of things to offer. Everybody in town, and including myself, will go above and beyond to help the tourists and to make everybody feel at home.
When I was given the opportunity to do these pieces, St. Genevieve was the first one that came to mind because I hadn't been there and I'd heard so many good things. So hopefully you enjoyed it, learned a few new things.
I think you just added it to a lot of people's
Good.
to check out list. The architecture amazes me that so many of those buildings are still there, still standing, and I'm sure they've had work done over the years, but the fact that they're still in such good shape, I think, just speaks to the quality when they were built.
Interesting, because I just never seen anything quite like that before. So at this point, we've taken you to Herman, Great River Road, St. Genevieve. Next Saturday, you can come along for a little visit I did to Southwest Illinois. I did a little bald eagle watching.
Ooh, okay. Looking forward to that one. And of course, if you just want to rewatch this segment or maybe share it with others, you can do that anytime. That St. Genevieve story will be up on KMOV.com, or you can watch it right with your KMOV mobile app. Coming up.